Hello, everyone. You're all very, very, very welcome to this very first Teachers Information webinar for the AgriKids Farm Safety Ambassador Program. My name is Alma Jordan. I am the Program Manager, and I will be taking you through some of the fundamentals and how you can run your Farm Safety Ambassador Program. Joining me is my colleague in AgriKids, Geraldine Delaney, and also we're delighted to have with us Jennifer Ward, who not only is also a primary school teacher, but has been extremely active and insightful when it comes to bringing farm safety education into her classroom learnings. And Jennifer is here to talk a little bit about how and where and why she has included farm safety in her lesson plans. And we will do questions and answers afterwards. So if you do have any questions, do pop them into the chat section. And thank you to those of you who did forward on some questions in advance of today's event. Now, I know it's been a long week, so we won't delay you any more than we have to. The event is being recorded and we are happy to share it with you after the event. So, first of all, thank you for including farm safety within your lesson plans. And to talk a little bit briefly about who and what and why AgriKids is, I think it's important to know that our vision, our mission and our values are held very dear to us. We want to expand the farm safety message to all, which means we want to expand it to all and include everybody on the topic. We are an agricultural country and we are made up largely of farm families. So it's important that we include everybody on this very important topic. Our mission is very simple. We want to engage, educate and empower our children to be our farm safety ambassadors. And that's really what is, I suppose, sacred within these particular programs. We also value farmers. We value their produce. We value the work that they do. We value the upbringing of children on our farms. And we also value the role that farm families play within our rural communities. Each of those missions and values are very important to us. And we recommend that you bring them into your learnings within your own activity of the Ambassador Programme. So, for anybody who hasn't yet signed up, maybe you're still thinking about it. Well, if you are interested in taking part, your first port of call is heading over to agrikids.ie. Check out the programs tab at the top, which will give you the drop down menu. Head over to the school section and there you will see the two program options, the AgriKids Farm Safety Hour and the AgriKids Farm Safety Day. If you keep on scrolling, by the way, I should add, you will also see your individual classrooms divided out. Behind each of those buttons is a wealth of resources, bespoke, appropriate and fitting to your own particular class grades. They include workbooks, they include activity sheets, videos, and also individual teacher slides on the individual topics. You don't have to know a lot about farming to deliver and co-deliver the Farm Safety Ambassador Programme. We're here to help you with those resources every step of the way. So the two programs that we are presenting here today is the AgriKids Farm Safety Hour, which is what it says, start the conversation. Bring farm safety into your classroom. Maybe you want to download some of the activities or the workbooks and spend a Friday afternoon working through them. Maybe you want to watch a webinar, which we will be kicking off on the 24th of April. Or you may want to carry out a lesson plan or invite a speaker into your classroom. And Jennifer will be able to tell you loads about what's involved there towards the end of the event. For those who want to do a little bit more, well then we recommend taking part in the AgriKids Farm Safety Day. You can dedicate a whole day or maybe a couple of hours over a few days to the topic of farm safety. And the difference here with this particular programme is that it is linked to the AgriKids Farm Safety Ambassador Flag programme. We ask that when you're running your Farm Safety Day that you choose a theme. Maybe you're going to do all about field and farmyard, maybe all about tractors and machinery, or maybe you're going to go for your animal and safety and well-being pennant. Once you've run the programme 3 times, you will achieve flag status. And trust me, we are very excited to be handing these out. And we want to everybody, every school that we can think of, achieving flag status off the back of these particular programmes. Similar to the AgriKids Hour, head over, choose your resources, invite speakers into your classroom, and by all means, please have fun along the way. So once you know which of the programs you want to do, now it's time to plan your activities. We have resources for speakers, we have the workbooks, activity sheets, videos, and lesson plans. We like to think we have everything that you could possibly need in order to get the most out of your ambassador experience. If there's something else that you would like or think that we should include, please do reach out to us. This is a two-way street. It's very much an open collaboration, and we learn from you as much as we hope your children will learn from us. In terms of getting your speakers in, well, they are everywhere. And we've actually created a special manual to help anybody who would be a speaker. It's also us Gaelga, so we do support obviously the schools within the Gaeltachts and Gael schools also. Getting a speaker in can really bring the topic alive, and there really is no end to who you could bring in. There are representatives within the agri world, such as in the IFA, Irish Farmers Association, in Teagasc, also in the Health and Safety Authority. But you can also go maybe a little bit lateral thinking. We had one school, particularly last year in Carlow, who brought in their local animal welfare officer, and they spoke a lot about dog care and dog well-being. And the children were so moved and so impacted by that particular experience that they then went on and did a collection for the dog for the dog shelter. So they collected everything from feed to toys to different tools and resources that the shelter actually needed. And that really brought home to us, I suppose, the empathy and the impact that this programme can actually bring to their own local community. One of my favourite speakers to come in was to a school in Donegal, where they brought in Ronald the vet. And he really seemed to bring alive the whole area of animal care and animal well-being with props, with tools. He kept it very real, and it was wonderful to get the feedback from the children about everything that they had learned. Reaching out into your community to bring in the speakers really makes a huge difference. And as I said, really brings the whole message alive. And as you can see, as part of the Farm Safety Day option, we actually do encourage you to share the various learning initiatives. And I want to make a special mention to the children in Merher National School in Kerry, who actually made Lego robots models that which they coded to recognise certain colours and certain objects, so different alarms would go off. A fabulous way to teach children a little bit more about blind spots. And by the way, you don't have to have a farm in your area in order to do the Farm Safety Ambassador programme. By all means, don't be shy in FaceTiming a local farmer, maybe Zooming a local farm into your classroom. And even if you want some more ideas, do get in touch with us. We're happy to share and to reach out into the whole community to get as many ideas as we possibly can. So, when you have done your activities after choosing your programs, it's time to tell us all about it. And you can submit your evidence of learnings at any point on or before the 5th of June. You can do so online or you can do so by post. Both options and details of same are on each of the programme pages on agrikids.ie. And what I mean by that is, if you go in, I just need to get this block out of the way. If you head over to the website, and as you can see, you can just click on, so for example with the Farm Safety Day, if you click on there, and as you can see, as you scroll down, you'll see all the different information about the programme, how to get involved, the various awards initiatives that we run for the Farm Safety Day. And also at the very end of all of that, you will see where and how you can submit your evidence of learning. As I said, you can do so online, and it just really entails sending in some pictures, some visuals. Last year we had some PDF workbooks and presentation slides. I also had some scrapbooks sent in to me also, and I'm happy to return these once you include a stamped addressed envelope and let me know you would like them returned to you. Now, so this is it. These are your two programme options. You have the Farm Safety Hour, which is an hour-long activity, after which then you submit evidence, or you go for the Farm Safety Day. This is where you choose your theme, you run your day, and then you automatically are entered into the Farm Safety Ambassador Awards. And that's what I want to talk to you about a little bit now. So, in order to achieve and move into the Farm Safety Ambassador Awards, this is only open to those participating in the Farm Safety Day option. And the categories are quite simple. We have best school and best class. Now, for those two particular categories, you don't have to enter. Just by submitting on or before the 5th of June, you're automatically entered. Our judging panel chooses from the submissions who wins best school and best class. And as you can see there are some cash prizes on offer. What we do ask with the cash prizes is that they are put towards something that will benefit the welfare and well-being of the children. Our best class winner last year was a school in Sligo, in Riverstown in Sligo, and I know that they were going to put their prize money towards a special school tour to the local donkey sanctuary. Now, what you can actually do and where you can nominate is in the Best Learning Initiative and the Best Farm Safety Ambassador Pupil. So this is down to you to put your nominations in. With the Best Learning Initiatives, we are looking for 2 prize winners here, of which you will get €500. And an example of a winning school was the school in Carlow, who told us all about the special fundraiser that the children did for the dog sanctuary. And then we also ask that you nominate for Best Pupil. Both those nomination buttons are on the Farm Safety Day webpage. We are looking for 4 winners, ideally by a region, and each of the children will win a €50 One for All voucher and a trophy. What's been really wonderful about this particular category is the children who do win. And I remember one little boy in particular, not a huge fan of maths and Irish and everything else, but a passionate little farmer. And the teacher said he was instrumental in bringing this program into his school. And he also not only helped the teacher, but he took it upon himself to present to the younger classes different aspects of farming so that they wouldn't feel left behind. So the skill set, the confidence, the learning that child not only learnt, but showed and demonstrated made him an extremely worthy recipient of a Farm Safety Ambassador Pupil prize. So I can't wait to see who I might be judging towards the end of this particular year. So that really is, I suppose, the big incentive about taking part in the Farm Safety Day option. It is linked to our flag program, and also you have the added incentive of the awards program also. Now, so that's what's involved. You head over to agrikids.ie. You choose your program, of which there are 2. To support you, there is a wealth of resources such as activities, workbooks and videos. We're also going to be kicking off our webinar series from the 24th of April. And also then for the Farm Safety Day, we have the Ambassador Awards program also. And that is actually kicking off on the 17th of March. Okay, so we'll be accepting nominations for Pupil and Learning Initiative from the 17th of March. So the outcomes and the impacts, well, we really want children to successfully engage and understand the fundamentals of farm safety. We want them to be energized and excited by the topic. We want them to believe that change is possible and that they are instrumental in bringing about this particular change. We want them to meet positive role models, especially within their local community. So that's why bringing in those outside speakers can be really, really beneficial. And more importantly, we want them to feel and understand that by being an AgriKid, they are engaged, educated and empowered to be our ambassadors for farm safety. So becoming an AgriKids today means maybe we're going to have some safer farmers tomorrow. The impacts, well, we're going to grow knowledge and awareness of the dangers and hazards that are on our farms, and more importantly, how to avoid them. We want children to have a greater appreciation of danger and to pass that knowledge onto their families also, getting them to recognise what is acceptable and unacceptable risk. Better awareness of the common dangers most prevalent on our farms, and also providing our children with knowledge and skills so that they can avoid these particular farm hazards. So here's some important dates that are coming up. We opened the program on the 15th of January. On the 17th of March, we're going to be opening up our nominations for the Ambassador Awards. On the 19th of March, we're going to be repeating this webinar for anybody who may like to participate. The 17th of April, registration for all the programs closes. We can't accept any more registrations after that. And then from the 24th of April up until the 21st of May, we will be running a series of webinars to help and support you and your pupils on the topic. The nominations for the awards closes on the 31st of March, and submissions are to be into us the following week on or before the 5th of June. So I hope that has helped you in some way. We will have time for questions, etc. at the end. I do promise that you will have fun. The children will have fun. The wider community will have fun. And maybe to tell us a little bit more about the whole community led effort, I'm delighted to bring in Jennifer Ward. So Jennifer, I'm going to hand things over to you now.
Thanks, Alma. I was really delighted to have been asked to speak on this webinar. I've known Alma and the AgriKids work for a number of years now, and it's been great to see the programme grow into what it is now. Initially, our school became involved as I saw an opportunity to involve not just the pupils but the wider school community in farm safety education. In our rural setting, it was an especially suitable project. When we became aware of the AgriKids programme, my school principal and I worked together to plan a couple of activities that might work for us. I was working as a support teacher at the time, and a number of pupils on my caseload were from farming backgrounds and were particularly passionate about farming. What I noticed was that there seemed to be a cool element to talking about some of the really unsafe practices that were happening at home, driving tractors before they were supposed to be allowed to, using quads without safety gear, really silly things, climbing bays in the summertime, lots of things that they learned over time weren't as safe as they thought they were. This was a huge concern for us. The summer months are long, and we're sending children home to maybe unsafe practices in the summertime unless we teach them what the right things to do are. So our response to this was to address some of the recurring issues, so like farm safety around machinery and animals, and we decided to invite guests to speak to the children. It was really important for us to look for guests that were within the school community. So over the years, we invited parents, members of the board of management, local charities, businesses, to talk about various different aspects. We tried to choose something different every year. If I were to give a piece of advice, I would say try to start with something small, maybe the first year, and build on your experiences. And it's the sort of initiative that gains momentum as it goes on. So it's really important to start with a really good idea and then to build upon that then over time. So if you're planning a farm safety hour or a day indeed, think about whether there could be a guest that could be invited to enhance that experience. This initiative is one that can be so child driven, and that's something that I really love to see as a support teacher. I had a couple of children, maybe like Alma had said, weren't really into the maths, weren't really into the English, wouldn't write a story. But when it came to talking about farming or talking about dad's machinery or mam's hens or something that was going on at home, that was something that was a lot easier for them to talk about. So yeah, Alma's really flexible, as she mentioned. This can be so child driven. Last year, I sent a child home. She had asked me, could her dad be involved? And we had done maybe 5 years of work before this. So I said, perfect, we're looking for new families. She went home and herself and her brother worked with their dad for weeks ahead of time, interviewing him, going around the farm with him, looking at different machinery, looking at the work that he does and asking him questions about it. It was really lovely to see the bond that they had when they arrived on site. It was lovely to see the work that had been put in beforehand. And it was really lovely to see that little girl and her brother shine, because they were the people doing the interviewing and they were the people that had invited this guest to school, and they were the people that were leading the whole initiative. Over the years, we've done things like video submissions. We've done things like Alma was saying, making posters, making things like scrapbooks. But the children really, they come up with great ideas when they're left the opportunity to do that. So look, I suppose the takeaways really are it's hugely important to look within your school community and see who do you have that could offer something. Have you a parent maybe that's in a local group that could help? Are they a member of An Garda Síochána? Is it somebody that has a farm themselves? Are they running a contracting business? Do they work in the likes of Tier or another business like that that has maybe a garden centre? And then if you have someone within the parent body, great. And if not, maybe go a little bit further out afield, and look into the locality and see what kind of people are there and willing. I will say a concern that maybe some schools might have is the willingness for people to come in. We had that problem at the start. The first parent that I invited said that he was never any good in school and he would dread the thought of coming in to do a talk in a school. But really, it was important for us to support anyone who came in, by asking them questions, giving them kind of preparation work ahead of time. I will be talking to you about this, so maybe have a think about how you'd answer some of those questions, and keep in a line of communication, maybe for a week or two beforehand, just to ease the concerns. Lots of people who are in farming backgrounds are not people who are comfortable in schools, and who maybe didn't enjoy school themselves. But actually bringing them back in is really, really nice. And it's a lovely way to go back and undo maybe some of the relationships that they had built in school themselves. That's something that we found was really lovely. Lots of charities are so willing to come in, and there are speakers there ready and waiting. And it's actually a lovely idea to get the children to write a letter to ask those people would they be willing to come in and speak to them. And yeah, like Alma was saying, if you're not really in a rural setting, there are farmers who will willingly zoom in and do a little tour around the farm. There are loads of options, and there are loads of ways to get involved. And I've seen firsthand the impact that it can make, and the joy that children can get out of it, and the ownership that they can take on it. So, personally, I think it's a fantastic program, and I would recommend any school to just give it a go, and you'll see for yourself how quickly it can escalate and snowball into something that's really, really huge and wonderful. Thanks, Alma.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jennifer. And as you can see, I mean, it doesn't have to be on a farm. You don't have to have a farm in your area to do any of this. Another really fascinating piece of work and project work that was done was by the boys' school, St. Patrick's in Roscommon. Each of the children made a 3D model farm, and then they had to do a presentation on each of the different hazards that they demonstrated around their own farm. Here's a little girl who actually did her own video around farm safety. I've had stop go animation sequences done around this. And this particular piece done by Clockfin National School, again in Donegal, this is really where they kind of showed their local community what they were at. They created a mural, which they had inside the classroom, but then they put it outside. So they did it up on a big piece of corrie board and put it outside so it could be a regular and fixed feature within their school. So that for me is really about, it's just a fantastic way to link in the community. This topic crosses so many different aspects of what you do within your school, from amber flags to active school flags to green flags. We don't want you to have to do something else. This is not something else you have to do. If this fits in with something else you're already doing, even better. We want this to add value to what you're already doing, and we want to help and support you every way that we possibly can. So again, we don't want anybody to feel at all that this is something huge. Ideally, getting to flag status is a fantastic thing, but even by spending half an hour on this particular topic once a year is going to make a difference. Unfortunately, last year we lost 24 farmers to a farming accident, and being from farm family communities, that's 24 families. Many of those had children. Many of those were active members in their community. And what they did, they went to go to work that morning and they didn't come home. That's the sobering reason why we are doing this particular program, to help us alleviate and do more on the topic of farm safety so that we can change the culture and maybe start bringing our farmers home every single evening. So I'm going to open up the floor. If anybody has any questions that they would like to add, I know Geraldine has a few there that were sent into us. So Geraldine, if you want to turn on your mic there and let me know some of the questions that have come in, I'd be happy to answer them, and maybe you'd like to answer them.
Mm,
Hope it's nothing scary.
not at all. Okay, one of the schools here this wanted to know if they're registered for the hour program, can they change to the day one? So
Abs-
that's
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
You can basically sign up for whatever program you actually want. It's when you submit that you have confirmed which of your options it actually is. So if you're like, listen, we only have an hour, no way. But then you
Yeah,
find, as Jennifer mentioned there, that things, well, do you know what? We actually found that there was a lot more here that we wanted to actually do. The children are really enjoying it. We could make it into a day. That's absolutely fine. You just tell us when you're submitting on or before the 5th of June that your day or if your hour.
change. Brilliant. They'll be delighted with that. And also, if they enter their school, how do we enter the school into the best school category? That was
Yeah.
is
So if you're participating in the
in.
day and you are submitting, that is how you enter. You
Oh,
must submit your evidence. We actually choose who is the best school and who is the best class. Where you can actually enter the competition is when you do the nomination, which you will see on the Farm Safety Day page. You can nominate your Farm Safety Ambassador, which is a pupil, or you can nominate for best learning initiative. So if you've done something that you feel has really worked, we'd love to hear. We'd love to hear about it. We'd love to reward you and maybe share that initiative with somebody else.
great. Lovely. Can we do all the themes at the same time? I suppose was another school that wanted to
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
so we've had a few people asking if they could
Mm,
do all three themes
yeah.
at the same time and get their flag. Unfortunately, no. We want
No.
you to run the Farm Safety Day on three separate occasions. You will win a pennant on each
Mm,
time, and once all three pennants have been collected, then you will indeed win flag status. Okay.
great. And how do we nominate a pupil for the ambassador award? That's one of the big things I
Yeah.
think the schools, yeah.
Perfect. Head over
It,
to the Farm Safety Day page and just scroll down, and you'll see a little
uh,
section all about the Farm Safety Ambassador Awards. And there's two links there to nominate in each of those categories that are open for nomination.
brilliant. I'm doing the day program, but want to change themes. That's possible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Again, if you
yeah.
decide kind of come
Some,
submission time, you know what, we couldn't find anybody with machinery or the children were more interested in the animals. Absolutely fine. Just let us know when you are submitting so we know that we have the proper
mm,
certs and the proper pen. So that's really more a housekeeping rule for us, more so than anything else.
yeah, that was it. Can my whole school not take part, just registered as a class? Would that be an
Oh,
option?
so that means if you registered as a
As
class
class.
and you've noticed maybe the rest of the school are going through a bit of FOMO, yeah,
Mm,
fear of missing out. Absolutely. If you decide it is going to be more a whole school approach, that's absolutely fine. But do let us know when you're submitting because then we know if we're going to be judging you as a best school or if we're judging you as a best class. Okay.
brilliant. I
Now,
think
I
that's
think something has come in on Q&A. Can preschools
Q&A.
enter or is it just for primary schools?
Yeah.
Preschools can enter. Absolutely. I'm more than happy to have preschools. And I'm also delighted to say that we actually had a preschool last year, Glinsk in Galway. They were actually the first preschool to achieve flag status. And that's because they were doing farm safety. Oh, for a long time. They were on to me nearly every year for the last number of years looking for items. So yeah, absolutely. More than happy because I know after visiting a number of preschools, not only how important it is, but how capable the children are on that particular topic. So that's absolutely fine. Yeah, thank you for that. And I think we something else in the chat. We do. How is the pen
And
gained? So that's when you are doing your farm safety day. You register. You choose which theme you actually would like to do. You carry out your day. You run the event, and then you submit evidence of same on or before the 5th of June. And then I'll be delighted to be sending you out your pennant. There is three to collect. Okay. I hope that answers questions. If there's
brilliant.
anything
Yeah.
else there that anybody would like to know, Geraldine, have you anything else?
Yeah. Everybody's saying thank you, ladies. Yeah.
Oh,
Everything is good. Yeah.
you're very
Very good.
welcome. Well, guys,
Absolutely.
I'll leave it at that for now because I realize it is a Friday and it's been a long week. Thank you all so much for tuning in and joining us today. We really, really appreciate it. Oh, I've got some more questions. Can all three
Yeah.
things be covered in the one school year? It has to be three consecutive runnings of the program. So you can't you can't achieve flag status in one sitting. You must run the Farm Safety Day three separate times. But we will be
Mm.
running this program again in September coming. So you have an opportunity to get two out of the three this year alone. Okay. How long does it take to collect the three pennants? Three runnings of the actual program of the Farm Safety Day. Yes, it is over a
Three,
3 year
3 years.
period.
Mm.
Okay. Now, I
Yes.
think so, guys, without further ado, I'd like to thank everybody for joining in. If you've got any other questions, please do send them in to myself and Geraldine at info@agrikids.ie. I want to say very special thank you to the Department of Agriculture, Food and the Marine, along with Flowgas, who are sponsoring our programs for this year. And also very special thank you to you, Jennifer, for joining us today and sharing not only your wisdom and insight, but also your passion for this particular topic. It's been much, much appreciated. Everybody have a really, really wonderful day. Take care. And if you need anything else, by all means, do stay in touch. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.